So every day before Kim and I join you at 4 o'clock, the folks at Daily Blast Live have already delivered you everything from the day's news to celebrity interviews to their own personal stories. But in a couple of weeks, DBL is going away. The last show is going to be on Friday, September 6th. Well, today, two of the hosts who've been there since day one are joining me, Al Jackson and Tori Schulman,
Nice
both
to see you, Tom.
spending a little extra time here today. First, let's talk about the reality. Last night, we had a chance to all get together. You guys invited me to do a nice event where you got to meet and greet and talk with your fans directly about what you've done, what you like, and how it's all ending. So Al, first talk about, obviously, it's not a good thing when your show gets taken off the air, but how do you get through that?
Honestly, and it sounds really corny, doing the show for 7 years and hearing people's stories and what they've had to overcome, a show ending is disappointing and sad. This is my family. But honestly, I think all the things, I really did absorb a lot from the guests that we talked to about resilience. And like, this is the business. And we'll get back out there and we'll find something to do when we tour.
He's way more optimistic. I was a mess.
It's called lying to yourself.
Yeah,
Grow
that's
up.
Called denial.
It's called getting through your 40s.
It's called adulting.
Surviving.
Yeah, so I think we're all feeling the pain because we loved our viewers and still love them and want to continue. But I think that we picked ourselves back up, decided that day we're going to form our own thing. We got an LLC like hours after we were told, and we were like, let's move on and find another community that we can do on our own.
Right, and we're still going to bother you, Tom. You can't get away from us.
Right.
Just because our badges don't work anymore, we'll find a way.
No, it's interesting because the five of you, and I want to talk to you about chemistry for one thing, because it's amazing on your show. But outside of Erica, who'd been here in Denver, the rest of you came here. Are you going to stay here, or do all of you have Denver in your future? Do you know, Tori?
I would really like to stay. That's my goal. I like the mountains. I like the craft beer. I like dog freedom. But really, I just like what Denver represents, and I like the values. And so I bought a house, a little creaky house in 2018. It's 100 years old. I'd love to stay there. So our goal is Denver, at least for me. Al, you can't go anywhere.
Right, I have to stay.
Yeah.
Even though I'm unemployed, so I'll be staying with Tori.
Yeah.
We'll be doing a live feed from her basement.
It's called codependency.
No, I love it here. I've kind of, as a person who did stand up for 15 years and was on the road, hundreds and thousands of hotels, I like having a house and I like having a home base. So like Tori said, for Coloradans, the mountains is like, I'm sure you appreciate them, but for people that come here, you're like, I'm never going to not look at that.
Exactly.
And I'm also going to use double negatives.
That's your way.
So 7 years is an amazing run. So that's one thing to be said. But 7 years with pretty much the same cast. And you guys were all cast together 7 years ago. And last night, Al, you talked about it a little bit, how that worked out. It seems like it's pretty lucky that you guys fit together so well so quickly.
Isn't that always the way, though, Tom? It's just a little bit of luck with everything.
Yeah.
A lot of times when I can't imagine the people that scout talent and try and put it together, it's almost like a date. Look at all these dating apps, and this person looks perfect, and you meet them for dinner, and they're perfectly nice, but it's just not there. And you try and talk yourself into it, and it's just not there. And sometimes it's the opposite way. You just take 5 people, a comic, like more of a sketch comic, somebody from a reality show and somebody from radio, and you put them together, and they don't know the city at all, and they figure it out together. They watch their kids grow up together, and they fight together, and they make up together. And after a while, there's this chemistry that really is, I kind of figured, after 7 years, we've probably spoken to each other more than we have our families and spouses and children and everybody.
Yeah.
Talk about the future, though, because it sounds like, the show's canceled. Usually that means that's the end of it. But you guys seem hell-bent on making sure that the show continues in some form or fashion.
Yeah, I don't think you can buy this kind of chemistry. I don't think you can find it anywhere else, and we're not willing to let it go. So actually, the day of the audition, the 5 of us were all hanging out afterwards, just getting a drink, and the producers walked by and they're like, they have found an organic group already. So we're not about to give that up. We know how good we are.
So how do you do that? How do you stay on screens in people's ears?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a little bit of a little announcement here. We are going to do a podcast, and it is called Daytime Talk After Dark. It's going to be a little spicier, a little
And there will be
sexier.
video to it. So I don't know if I always like calling it a podcast.
Yeah, it's like
I'm too beautiful to just have audio.
Okay.
That's not fair.
Can we take that out, Tom?
Yeah,
We
because
can
the
edit that,
listeners would be like, this guy sounds gorgeous.
Yeah, right, that's what it is.
I need to see what that
Who is that man? So it'll be Wednesdays and Fridays, and it'll be at at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. So it'll be a little bit more kiki, like having a little kiki little drink, maybe, and we'll talk about some spicy things, but that original chemistry and our own values will all be there. So.
I know people will look for it. I've enjoyed our friendship. I love having you guys down the hall, and I look forward to what's next. And it's just great to have been friends with you guys and enjoy having you in the building.
We got love for you, Tom. You're a good woman.
You're one of us.
Really.
You really are one of us.
One of my favorite people
Absolutely.
in this business.
And we don't really like anyone else.
Well, it's just the highest compliment.
Yes.
Tori and Al,
There's a
thanks.
reason your car hasn't been keyed.
That's right.
Have a great weekend.